Susmit, we are live now.
Yeah. Hi, I hope everyone is here, at least the CMGGA fellows. I can see Kaustubh. First of all, am I audible? Can someone just like raise their thumb?
Yes, Vishnu, you are.
Okay. I can see Kaustubh, I can see Dinesh, I can see Sukda, I can see, okay, Dinesh has joined from two IDs. Fine, okay, I think everyone is here. Arvind is here as well. So I think we'll get started. So hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to this Eklavya talk series. This is an introductory session on CMGGA fellowship. So before we begin the session, I'd like to introduce Eklavya. Like what is Eklavya, what we do at Eklavya. So Eklavya India movement works with the vision to enable marginalized youth through quality education and employment opportunities. So at Eklavya, we work with the mission to bring diversity and inclusion in higher education and workspaces. And we strive to create equal opportunities for our representative purposes. So yeah. Hello, Eddie. Hello. Mahesh, can you mute yourself? I think I would just request everyone to mute themselves, except for the fellows. Prakash, can you mute everyone else?
Yes.
Yeah, just mute everyone else except me, I guess. Yeah, so I welcome everyone to this CMGGA Fellowship Introductory Program. So before we begin, I would quickly introduce CMGGA program itself. So this program that is running from 2016, the CMGGA program offers a platform to young individuals or its 25 fellows each year to work closely with the Chief Minister of Haryana to bring transparency, accountability and efficiency in public service delivery of the state. So today with us in our YouTube live, we have 5 fellows from the coveted CMGJ fellowship. Those 5 members include 2 ex-fellows and 3 current fellows. So today we have with us Sukhda V, Arvind Nair, Dinesh Malla. These 3 are the current fellows with CMGJ fellowship program, and we have ex-fellows in Archit and Kaustubh Bharat. So I welcome everyone else. So I would quickly introduce you the structure of the program, right? So the structure for today's session is, will I already introduced about Eklavya and CMGGA fellowship, but anyway, I'll request Dinesh after a minute or so after I explain the structure. I'll request Dinesh to introduce the CMGJ program and tell people what it is, how it functions, and everything else that Dinesh wants to go on about. Then after that, Arvind will come up. Arvind will talk about the roles, responsibilities, and learnings of the fellows. After Arvind, I'll request Sukda to come up, and Sukda will discuss the application process of the program. And then I think we'll talk about career prospects of CMGGA. Can someone please mute SRK? Hello, Shahrukh, is that you? Can you please mute
నేను తీసేస్తాను బయటికి పెడతా
Vishnu, SRK, Rahul, Prashant, Prakash? Can you just mute them all?
ఎక్కించు
I'm so sorry, I'll have to mute everyone else. Yeah, so I hope the structure is clear, and as I was talking, so after Sukda's session on application process, I'll request Kaustubh, Archit and other fellows to talk about the career prospects after CMGGA. After that, we'll have 10 to 15 minutes question and answer session before we conclude the today's session. So yeah, I would like to open the platform to Dinesh. Dinesh can talk about the CMGGA program. Yeah. Yeah, Dinesh, I have unmuted you. You can go on. Dinesh? Hi Dinesh, are you here? Dinesh, can you hear us? Sugdha, I can see Sugdha here. Are you aware of Dinesh's presence? Arvind, can you tell Sugdha?
Yeah, I think Dinesh is facing some internet issues. So I think I'll just start.
Yeah, sure. I think that would be alright.
Yeah,
Please, yeah,
okay.
Arvind.
Dinesh is here.
Dinesh is here as well. So yeah, hi Dinesh. Can you go on? Can you talk about the? Can you introduce the program? Dinesh, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think we'll just give him a minute to connect
Yeah,
his
sure.
and then he'll start. If Dinesh is not able to, then I'll take it.
Yeah, sure. Then Arvind can take over. Alright.
Dinesh, can you hear us? Arvind, I would like to request you to go ahead.
ठीक है, तो मैं start करता हूँ. So,
Yeah, sure.
good evening everyone. My name is Arvind. So, I am from Kerala, and before joining this program, I completed my Masters in Development Studies from Azim Premji University. तो उसके बाद मैंने फिर CMGGA प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन किया एंड यहाँ पे मैं पोस्टेड हूँ डिस्ट्रिक्ट गुरुग्राम में और गुड़गांव डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. तो अभी मैं दिनेश वाज सपोज्ड टू कवर दिस पार्ट, बट अभी मैं प्रोग्राम का एक जनरल ओवरव्यू देता हूँ आप सभी को. सो लाइक द नेम, someone is asking if I could speak in English. So, how do you suggest it, Sushmit? I'll keep it completely English.
I think we can keep it bilingual, like 80% English and 20% Hindi, if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
80-20.
I think I'll speak majorly in English. Then, if someone has a doubt, आप उसमें
sure.
पूछ सकते हैं. Okay.
Sounds about right.
So yes, so like I said, as the name of the program suggests, it's Chief Minister's Good Governance Associates. So we work as associates to implement good governance in the state of Haryana. And every year, 25 associates are selected from across India, as we are all going to take part in the selection process probably. So 25 associates are selected from across the India, and they are deployed into 22 districts of Haryana. So it's usually one associate per district, but there are some districts like Gurgaon or Hisar which are big, so there are 2 associates there. Then once we are in the districts, we work very closely with the state government and the district administration on various key flagship programs and also on district support areas. And this program is structured in a field to forum approach. So every year, as in every few months, every 3 months, we work on field first. Then we gather together at Ashoka University. We meet at Ashoka University, all the associates, together with the program team. So program team is also an integral part of CMGJ. They conduct the hiring process. They plan our work for us. And the program team helps the associates in brainstorming. So every 3 months, we meet at Ashoka University, and all the associates, we combine our reflections, what all we have learned from the districts in these 3 months. And basically, जो काम हम करते हैं, we reflect on that, we combine our input. So, this is what we do at the forum. So, then this is a broad overview of the program. So now I will start going more into the specifics of what are our roles and responsibilities and the key takeaways. So if anyone wants to know anything else regarding the program, we can cover it in Q&A. So I just covered it very broadly. So regarding the roles and responsibilities, like I said before, the first part is to implement good governance or promote good governance across the state. So we have something called work modules, which are basically flagship schemes or priority areas of the state government. So all associates are supposed to work on these priority areas, and I will tell you which these are shortly. So these priority areas of the state government are communicated to the program team, who structure our work around these areas. So if there is any problem or any priority area, we diagnose that problem, we collect feedback from the districts, we interact with citizens, and then we try to design solutions. We design solutions regarding the same, and then we help the district administration in implementing these solutions. So this year's cohort, our cohort, worked on majorly agriculture, social security, ICDS or nutrition, then technology in governance, and also a very new area we worked on was welfare theme or welfare scheme feedback, where we selected 25 development themes and divided it across districts, and associates worked in teams to diagnose these themes. So we went to ground, we selected a few schemes as part of each theme. So for example, if there is a theme on agriculture, we selected a few major schemes related to agriculture. Then we went to the ground and interacted with farmers. We conducted focus group discussions, and we tried to identify areas where these schemes can be improved. And based on our interactions, we will give recommendations to the state government for improving each area. So similarly, we have done the same for health. We have done the same for nutrition and other major developing themes like social security. So this was one of our new and innovative work modules. Similarly, like I said, education, health, social security, technology and governance. So we also have worked on something called Saral. So that was one of the flagship schemes of Haryana government, which was for improving the service delivery. So Saral Kendras were designed as one-stop centers for service delivery to citizens. And our role in this was monitoring and evaluation of the Saral Kendras and ensuring that services are delivered to citizens within the predefined timelines. So this is a very broad overview of the areas in which we work in. And if anyone requires, we can go into specifics later. So this was the part on modules. Now, second major component that we work on is district support. So like I said, all of us are placed in different districts. Dinesh is placed in Charki Dadri, which is a largely rural district. Me and Sugdha, we are in Gurugram, which is a very urban district. There are some semi-urban districts also. And based on the context of district, each district will have different problems. So for example, in Gurugram, it can be urban flooding or crimes against women, women's safety, things like that. In a place like Kethal, which is an agrarian district, it could be stubble burning. So based on the district and the problems in that district, the role of a CMGJ is also to collaborate with the district administration. That is the DC, district magistrate or collector, as we know. And we collaborate with the district administration to also help in designing solutions for these problems which are district specific. So this is another major part of our role. And then the third major part and the most interesting part is district initiatives. So in this is where the innovative part of the program comes. So each associate has the liberty and freedom to pick any problem statement or any issue that they see in their district, and they can design an intervention around it, be it of whatever scale, and the program will support them. The program team will give us support in brainstorming and designing this intervention, and we can implement it in our district. So there have been many such initiatives which have worked out in a district and have later been scaled to the state level also. Even the Saral portal I was talking about, it started earlier in a district, which was then scaled up. So this year also we have had many interesting district initiatives. So for example, as some of you may know, NFHS 5 National Family Health Survey, according to that, anemia is a big problem in Haryana. So in Ambala, Jeend, and Rohtak, our associates worked on various interventions to curb and reduce the prevalence of anemia. So be it through conducting camps and collaborating with the key departments like education, health, and women and child department. So through conducting camps, we tried to reduce the prevalence of anemia. That was one. In Bhiwani, there was a project where the government colleges, self-help groups ke through canteens were set up in government colleges for providing sustainable livelihood to the women of self-help groups. And if I talk about our district initiative, that is mine and Sukhdas in Gurugram. So during COVID, the government was facing a problem of providing information to citizens on major key services, and a lot of citizens were reaching out on Twitter or they were calling offices. So we devised a tech solution to this. So what we did was, in collaboration with WhatsApp and Infobip, that's a tech company, हमने एक WhatsApp chatbot design किया था. And through this chatbot, what happened was any citizen could send hi, and they could get information regarding various key resources during COVID. Be it an ambulance helpline, be it a mental health helpline, be it free doctor consultation, latest government orders, and multiple things. And WhatsApp also gave us the option of sending free WhatsApp messages to a large database. So till date, more than 3 lakh people we have been able to send messages in public interest through this chatbot. So in this way, there are multiple district initiatives that the associates take up. So I have covered the 3 major roles and responsibilities of the associates. That is, state level pe priority projects we have to diagnose and implement. We have to support the district administration, and also we can design innovative interventions. So these were the roles and responsibilities. Now I'll come to the key learnings part of it. So I think this is largely, this will be overlapping for most of the associates. I will speak for myself, then the others can also add later. So one major thing that we learned from this program is you get a lot of conceptual exposure. मतलब आपको variety of development areas में exposure मिलता है इसके through. So जैसे, like I said, our batch got exposure to agriculture, social security, technology and governance. I am not from a tech background, and I still got to work in the designing of a chatbot. So that is the level of exposure you get to multiple fields, be it education, health, anything. So that is the first major thing, that it will help you largely if you want to work as a consultant or development professional. You get a wide area of exposure. Second one is stakeholder management. So because the program has an age limit, most of us will be below 28 years of age. So it will be a great experience to actually interact with stakeholders from the government system. उनमें से काफी लोग, they will be older than us. So ऐसे situations भी आएंगे where we might have to lead a team of people who are older or experienced than us. And in general, also stakeholders are much more experienced than us. So we will get to learn a lot from them, how to manage stakeholders, how to align them on a common objective. So stakeholder management is also another major takeaway. Third major takeaway is you get a lot of practical understanding of government functioning. कि government actual में कैसे काम करती है, field level workers कौन-कौन है, practical challenges क्या-क्या है, and simple things like एक अगर आपको, if you want to get a light repaired, which department, who does it? If you want to get a tap repaired, who does it? Simple things like that. You will get a very clear understanding of who does what in the government. That's the third one. Fourth and final key takeaway for me is that so I am coming from a development studies background, and even though I've learned a lot of concepts regarding sociology and in general public administration during my university days, by being in this program, you also get to have a very idea of the feasibility of projects. How feasible are projects? Actual challenges kya hai while implementing projects? Because it's also very, in academic spaces, we have a lot of theory, but this program will actually help you in understanding how these theoretical interventions translate on ground. When it's recommended to the government, when the government starts implementing it, what goes behind the scenes, what are the challenges, how things work well. So these are the major takeaways. And I think now I will hand it over to Sugdha, right, Sushmit?
Yeah, Sugdha it is. Sugdha, please introduce yourself quickly and then you can go on.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining and staying with us so far. So I am a graduate in statistics, and I, just like some of you here, I also come from a non-tech, non-policy background as well. So I haven't studied social science related subjects, or in general, dev sector related subjects in the past. And I worked in Gurgaon as a non-CMGG as well, right after my graduation. And I must tell that experience and the CMGG experience has been like completely different, completely opposite. जिस लेंस के साथ हम चीजों को देखते हैं, जो सोचने का और चीजों को ऑब्जर्व करने का नजरिया होता है, वो भी बदल जाता है. Before I go further and talk about the program, I would like to share about a couple of things. So मैं भी नॉन टेक और नॉन पॉलिसी बैकग्राउंड से आती हूँ. जैसे मैंने बताया, मैंने इनएक्टर्स एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, उसके साथ 3 साल काम किया था. एंड वहां से मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिल्ड हुई रिगार्डिंग सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड एक्सपोजर के बारे में. बट वहां पर ये था कि कुछ एक लिमिटेड स्केल पर हम काम करते थे. CMGGA में आके ये समझ में आया, एंड स्पेसिफिकली इन अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट लाइक गुरुग्राम, की हर चीज बहुत एक बड़े स्केल पर सोची जाती है, राइट? कि पूरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कैसे काम करना है, सब डिविजन में कैसे काम करना है, ब्लॉक लेवल पर कैसे काम करना है. सो आई थिंक दैट इज वन थिंग यू शुड डेफिनेटली कीप इन माइंड, कि वो चीज आपको सीखने को डेफिनेटली मिलेगी यहाँ पर. Coming to the program and experience in Gurugram in general, I think आप चाहे किसी भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हो, आपको बहुत प्रोएक्टिव रहना होता है, बहुत प्रॉम्प्ट रहना होता है. जिस टाइम पर आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी आ रही है, कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करना है, किस टाइम पर कैसे चीजों में रिएक्ट करना है, वो चीज आपको थोड़ी सी पहले भी अगर आती हो तो हेल्पफुल है. एंड वो चीज आप प्रोग्राम के साथ साथ सीखते हैं. जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, जैसे हम लोग कई बार ऑफिस जाते हैं, तो हम प्लान करके जाते हैं ऑन एवरीडे बेसिस की 10 बजे ये मीटिंग है, 11 बजे ये मीटिंग है. बट देयर आर टाइम्स जब हमें सडनली पता लगता है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल डिलॉइट से जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, कि डिलॉइट से ये टीम आ रही है एंड 2 बजे हमारी इनके साथ मीटिंग है. अब ये एक बहुत सडन इन्फॉर्मेशन है, ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे पास बहुत ज्यादा टाइम है उस चीज के बारे में पढ़ने के लिए, राइट? तो वी हैव टू बी जस्ट वेरी स्पॉन्टेनियस एंड प्रोएक्टिव एंड जस्ट बी very mindful and there in the moment and respond to the discussion that is going on in the room, that the meeting that's happening. So that's another thing. Coming to the program, I think जो selection process and application process के बारे में मैं बात करना चाहूंगी. There are a couple of steps related to application round, जिसमें आपको resume submit करना है, case study submit करनी है, then comes your group discussion round, and then there are 2 further interview rounds. तो ये जो पूरा प्रोसेस डिजाइन किया गया है, वो इसलिए नहीं है कि कैंडिडेट्स डर जाएं या बहुत ओवरवेल्म फील करें. वो इसलिए है ताकि जो सीरियस कैंडिडेट्स हैं, जो जेन्युइनली कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहते हैं टू हरियाणाज डेवलपमेंट, वो ही अप्लाई करें, एंड इवन बाय द एंड ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस वो ही आगे जा पाए, राइट? सो अब मैं एक एक करके ब्रेक डाउन करूंगी कि एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस कैसे है एंड क्या क्या कंपोनेंट्स हैं. सो सबसे पहले तो जो आपको एप्लीकेशन भरनी है, वो अर्थन के पोर्टल पर आपको डायरेक्ट करेगी. CMGGA के सारे सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स पर जो है एप्लीकेशन लिंक अवेलेबल है. जब आप उससे क्लिक करोगे तो आप एक पोर्टल पर रीडायरेक्ट हो जाओगे, जो अर्थन का पोर्टल है, एंड वहां पर आपको अपना एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म भरना है. तो फर्स्ट फॉर्म में ही आपको अपना बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन शेयर करनी है, अपना रिज्यूमे सबमिट करना है. वहां पर कुछ केस स्टडी रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस होंगे, वो आपको सबमिट करने होंगे, एंड साथ में एक ऑडियो वीडियो कंपोनेंट होगा, वो आपको सबमिट करना है. आपके पास वहां पर कुछ क्वेश्चंस को सबमिट करने के लिए चॉइस होगी कि आप इंग्लिश में ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल हो तो इंग्लिश में सबमिट कर दो, हिंदी में ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल हो तो हिंदी में सबमिट कर दो अपने सबमिशंस. तो उस तरह की फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी आपके पास अवेलेबल है. एक बार ये राउंड अगर हो जाता है सबमिट, एंड उसके बाद यू क्लियर द राउंड, यू गेट शॉर्टलिस्टेड, तो सेकंड आपका आएगा ग्रुप डिस्कशन का राउंड. ये एक राउंड है. देन उसके बाद आपके 2 सेट्स ऑफ इंटरव्यूज आएंगे, राइट? अब द थिंग इज, जो इतने सारे राउंड्स हैं, उसमें क्या इंफॉर्मेशन देनी है, कैसे देनी है. सो उसके लिए मैं आपके साथ एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट शेयर करूंगी। जब पिछले साल मैं अप्लाई कर रही थी तो मुझे किसी वेबिनार के बारे में पता नहीं था कि ऐसे करके कोई CMGJ सीरीज के वेबिनार हो रहे हैं। सो एंड यू गाइज आर फॉर्चुनेट कि आप लोग एप्लीकेशन सबमिट करने से पहले ही अटेंड कर पा रहे हो। सो आई होप इट टर्न्स आउट टू बी हेल्पफुल। सो व्हेन आई लुक बैक एट माय 10 मंथ्स का जर्नी, पास्ट 10 मंथ्स, एंड मैंने उस टाइम जब एप्लीकेशन के लिए अप्लाई किया था तो मैंने उससे क्या सीखा। आई थिंक जो इंटरव्यूइंग पैनल है या जो शॉर्टलिस्टिंग टीम है, देर आर लुकिंग फॉर सर्टेन स्किल्स एंड यू नो आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, आपने पहले क्या क्या किया है। तो जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, क्लियर कम्युनिकेशन, स्ट्रक्चर्ड थिंकिंग, स्टेक होल्डर मैनेजमेंट, फील्ड पे आपने काम किया हो, वो इस तरह के स्किल सेट को देख रहे हैं, राइट। तो जो भी आपकी एप्लीकेशंस हैं, आप ट्राई कीजिए कि कैसे आप क्लियरली कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं अपने काम को, ठीक है। एंड इसके लिए आई थिंक आप एक 2 स्टेप प्रोसीजर फॉलो कर सकते हैं। फर्स्ट इज, बिफोर फिलिंग द एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म, आप पहले खुद से बात करो, अपने आंसर्स के बारे में सोचो कि अच्छा ये सबमिशन अगर हमें मिलता तो क्या हम इस कैंडिडेट को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं या नहीं। एंड वेरी ऑनेस्टली, वेरी पेशेंटली फिगर इट आउट इन योर हेड कि व्हाट हैव यू डन, उससे आपने क्या सीखा है एंड कैसे आप उसे क्लियरली कम्युनिकेट करना चाहोगे, राइट। बिकॉज एप्लीकेशन राउंड में तो आपके इंटरव्यूइंग पैनल से बात भी नहीं हो रही है। सो व्हाट इज द बेस्ट वे जिसमें आप उनको क्लियरली अपनी बात समझा पाओ। सो आई थिंक इस चीज का अगर आप ध्यान रखोगे तो दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल। Coming to the group discussion round again, it is a group discussion and not a debate competition or like an individual speech activity, right? तो आपको वहां पर शेयर करना है, वहां पे आपको ग्रुप में पार्टिसिपेट करना है कि कैसे आप अपने व्यूज बेस्ट वे में शेयर कर सकते हो इन अ ग्रुप सेटिंग, एंड नॉट लाइक कि सिर्फ आप ही अकेले बोल रहे हैं, राइट। तो इस चीज का आपको ध्यान रखना है। अगेन इन अ ग्रुप डिस्कशन, व्हाट यूनिक आइडियाज कैन यू ब्रिंग टू द टेबल। सो ये हो गए 2 स्टेप्स। नेक्स्ट 2 स्टेप्स के बारे में अगर हम बात करें, सो 2 सेट्स ऑफ इंटरव्यूज हैं जिसमें आपके रिज्यूमे के बारे में, एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में, इन जनरल जो भी आपने पहले सबमिशंस किए हैं उसके बारे में, क्या आपने सीखा है, इन सब चीजों के बारे में बात की जाएगी। तो अगेन आपको ध्यान रखना है कि आपकी क्या लर्निंग्स रही हैं, छोटी से छोटी एक्टिविटीज भी आप उनके बारे में कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो। तो आपको मैं एक एग्जांपल दूंगी कि मैं कॉलेज में मैंने कोई बहुत ज्यादा बड़ी बड़ी इंटर्नशिप्स नहीं की, बट मल्टीपल छोटी छोटी इंटर्नशिप्स की थी, राइट। तो जब मेरा इंटरव्यू था, आई शेयर्ड अबाउट व्हाट आई लर्न फ्रॉम दोज इंटर्नशिप, स्मॉल एक्टिविटीज। आपने कोई इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करवाया हो, आपने किसी छोटे से रिसर्च स्टडी पे काम किया हो, रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया हो, इस तरह की चीजों को भी आप इंक्लूड करोगे, राइट। Before pausing, I would just like to mention again 2 things. वन इज बिफोर अप्लाइंग, आप वेबसाइट एंड सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स को अच्छे से गो थ्रू करो। जितने भी आपके डाउट्स हैं मोस्टली सब वहीं से क्लियर हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज सारी इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत क्रिस्प मैनर में, बहुत क्लियरली वहां मेंशन की हुई है। एंड सेकंड इज, अपने साथ टाइम स्पेंड करके बहुत पेशेंटली एंड ऑनेस्टली अपनी लर्निंग्स पे रिफ्लेक्ट कीजिए कि क्या आपने सीखा है, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली आप जो एप्लीकेशंस हैं उनको सबमिट कीजिए। सो दैट विल बी रियली हेल्पफुल। सेकेंड थिंग इज, प्रोग्राम में क्या होता है, क्या किस तरह की डिटेल्स हैं, एक दिन का स्केड्यूल कैसा रहता है, वो तो मेरे कॉलीग्स ने शेयर कर ही दिया है। दूसरा चीज है, ये प्रोग्राम आपको लर्निंग की एंड मतलब अलग अलग तरह की चीजें सीखने की, डाइवर्स चीजें सीखने की बहुत फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी देता है, राइट। तो मैं एक एग्जांपल के लिए बताती हूँ। मैं जनरली ऑफिस से आने के बाद अपनी वर्क कॉल स्केड्यूल करती हूँ एंड नॉट टिल 9 to 5 वाला टाइम, बिकॉज मुझे पता है उसके बाद मेरे स्टेक होल्डर्स अवेलेबल नहीं होंगे। बट बाकी मेरी जो रिसर्च कॉल है या दूसरे पार्टनर्स के साथ कोलैबोरेट करने के लिए जो कॉल्स करनी है वो तब की जा सकती है। एंड नो वन रियली फोर्सेज यू टू गेट ऑन दीज कॉल्स। आपकी फ्रीडम, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, आपके एंथुजियाज्म पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप उसे कैसे कैरी आउट करना चाहते हो, राइट। अगर आप किसी मॉड्यूल पे काम कर रहे हैं तो तब तो आपको उस पर रिसर्च वर्क या जो भी आपके एक्शन आइटम्स हैं उन पे काम करना ही है। बट इन जनरल अगर आपको गवर्नमेंट फंक्शनिंग से रिलेटेड और कंपोनेंट्स के बारे में सीखना है, समझना है, नई चीजें जाननी है, तो ये प्रोग्राम बहुत फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी देता है कि आप जाके स्टेक होल्डर से बात करो और उन चीजों के बारे में समझो। सो दैट वे आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी, and it's almost surreal for me that I got this opportunity, and even 10 months have passed and it's been a great learning experience. So I think I would pause here now and hand it over to the moderator to take this forward. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Arvind, and thank you so much, Subda. Yeah, so Dinesh hasn't talked, so if Dinesh would like to add something. After that, we could go on talking about the career prospects.
Yeah, sure. So now I'm audible.
So do introduce yourself in quick bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much. So मेरा नाम दिनेश है और मैं चरखी दादरी में पोस्टेड हूँ, जैसे कि अरविंद ने भी बता दिया। तो मैं आपके साथ बेसिकली मेरी जर्नी शेयर करना चाहूंगा कि मैं सीएमजीजे तक कैसे पहुंचा। सो सीएमजीजे के पहले मैं 2 साल गांधी फेलोशिप की। वहां पर मैंने ये लर्न किया कि प्रोजेक्ट कैसे डिजाइन होता है, डिप्लॉय कैसे होता है, डायग्नोस कैसे होता है। सो ये तो हुआ लर्निंग, बट एक्चुअली लर्निंग को कहीं इम्प्लीमेंट भी तो करना होगा। सो सीएमजीजे प्रोग्राम ने मुझे वो प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड किया जहाँ पर मेरी लर्निंग को मैं एक्चुअली इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकता था। सो अगर मेरे वर्ड्स में सीएमजीजे प्रोग्राम को मैं अगर डिफाइन करूं, तो सीएमजीजे प्रोग्राम जो है वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड स्टेट के बीच एक ब्रिज का काम कर रहा होता है। जो स्टेट की जितनी भी स्कीम्स होती है, सीएम फ्लैग स्कीम, उसको डिस्ट्रिक्ट तक पहुंचाना। साथ ही साथ जो हम सीएमजीजी क्या काम कर रहे होते हैं, वो उसे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के दौरान उसके बीच आने वाले जितने भी गैप्स होते हैं उन्हें आइडेंटिफाई करना, उन गैप्स के को किस तरीके से सॉल्व किया जा सकता है उसके ऊपर हम ब्रेनस्टॉर्म कर रहे होते हैं। एंड हमारी जो स्टेट टीम होती है उनके साथ कनेक्ट करके उसे सॉल्व करने की कोशिशें कर रहे होते हैं। सो थैंक यू सो मच एंड मैं आपको रिटर्न हैंड ओवर देता हूँ।
Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you for that quick introduction. So yeah, we'll move on to talking about career prospects after CMGGA. So yeah, I think Arvind will take over, and then probably Archit and Kaustuv will add their bits, or even Sup, like I will keep it open to all five of us.
I think I'll just run over in broadly. Then I think all five of us can add our points. So जैसे अभी we got to know what are the roles, responsibilities, learning, takeaways, and कि apply कैसे करते हैं, what is the process and all of these. So now I'll talk a bit about, this is a short-term or a 1-year fellowship. So now, and it's designed that way because in 1 year you work as hard as you can and you bring maximum impact on ground. But now obviously आप में से कुछ लोगों को you will have a question कि इसके बाद क्या career prospects है, how is it helping our career if you want to be a development professional or wherever you want to go in life, how is this helping you. So उसके बारे में मैं बस बताता हूँ। तो इसमें जो first and the most first opportunity that any ex-CMGJ can get or any CMGJ can get immediately after graduating from the program is that there are multiple state departments. जैसे मैंने बताया, district level we implement various schemes. So at state level there are all these departments: Women and Child Development Department, Sports Department, Right to Service Commission, and multiple state departments who are very much interested in hiring CMGJ as government consultants to the head of that department, if I can say. So that is one career option that many of our ex-associates have taken, as Kaustubh is with us already. So he is working with the Haryana Shahri Vikas Pradhikaran, or the Urban Development Authority of Haryana. Then we also have a few associates who are working with the Right to Service Commission Haryana. We have few associates who are working in the urban local bodies at state level. So this is a very popular option that after completing the fellowship, towards the end, you get vacancies जो state departments में है. Then based on those vacancies, all associates can apply. You go through an interview and the regular procedure, and then you can be selected. So this is one option. That's one popular option. The second popular option is because ये जो हमारा role है, it's very close to consulting also, because we have a problem solving element in it. We have a diagnosis, implementation, design, इसमें monitoring and evaluation भी होता है. So because there are so many of these things, you look at how a project is going, you also design a project. So a lot of these things are similar to consulting. तो इसके वजह से consulting firms भी एक popular career destination होता है CMGJs के लिए. So it can be Deloitte, Samagra, Satwa, and BCG. So a lot of these consulting organizations are another popular career choice post CMGJ, because this program also provides you with a necessary skill set like diagnosing a problem, then designing solutions and things like that. That's the second one. Now, third one, we also have had few of our associates who have started something of their own in the development sector. We have one of our ex-associates, Sakshi, who started an organization called Anubhuti, which works in the education space. We also have another associate, Ankit, who started a consultancy called GDI Partners. So he is one of the co-founders. So there are ऐसे भी options होते हैं कि अगर कोई अपना कुछ start करना चाहते हैं, they do that also. Then the fourth option is of course to go for higher studies abroad. Even in our current cohort, we have few people who I'm happy to say have been accepted into prestigious institutes like Harvard or other like Oxford, Cambridge. We have associates who have gone to such institutions. So this 1 year experience is a big major value add when you apply for your higher studies also, because it's such a rigorous and comprehensive program. So another major prospect is you go for higher studies, be it PhD, Masters in Public Policy abroad. And the final one I would like to say, because we work with so many civil servants and IAS officers, and you are with the district administration and state for such a long period of time, इसमें obvious है कि कुछ लोग civil services के preparation में भी चले जाते हैं. हमारे एक ex associate है जो already UPSC clear कर चुके हैं, and अभी हमारे batch से भी कुछ लोग हैं जो अभी prepare करेंगे आगे जाके. So this is the fifth and final one on the list from my side of career prospects. Then I will open the floor to all my other. I think first we'll hear from Kaustubh and Archit, and then we can go forward.
Thank you, Arvind. Most of the part आपने cover किया है, but उसमें मैं एक बात add on करना चाहूँगा कि CMGJ में आप कई सारे verticals पे काम करते हैं, चाहे वो education हो, technological intervention हो, women safety हो, and कई सारे stakeholder, I mean from एक teacher से लेके principal secretary तक, चाहे CM तक आप काम करते हो, तो उसके चलते आपकी जो स्किल सेट इतने डेवलप हो जाते हैं, तो आफ्टर दैट यू नीड नॉट टू वरी अबाउट कि इसके बाद मुझे कहाँ पे जॉब मिलेगा. सो आई थिंक उस बात की चिंता करने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है. इट्स अ वंडरफुल अपॉर्चुनिटी, वंडरफुल एक्सपीरियंस. या अर्चित.
Right. So I would like to add to the scene. So there are so many opportunities, right from social entrepreneurship to you can go to not just Haryana government. You can assist other governments even. I'm sorry. So there have been people who've gone to Government of India and consulted government officers in various capacities. And there have been people who have even gone out of social impact sector. They've started their own. There were people जिन्होंने in general management roles accept करना start कर दी, because you do a lot of management here as well. There have been people जो social impact consulting कर रहे हैं, जो just management consulting outside social impact कर रहे हैं. Opportunities are immense, and whoever applies and gets through, I wish them all the best. Right? Thank you.
Right. Yeah, I would like to add something. So जब हम opportunities की बात करते हैं post the CMGJ program, I think वो जो 11 months का period है ना, वो आपको बहुत सारी clarity दे देगा regarding a lot of things. So अगर अभी आपका plan final नहीं भी है कि इसके बाद क्या करना है, surety नहीं है चीजों की, तो वो 11 months का period आपको बहुत helpful रहेगा. And दूसरी चीज not directly related to career opportunities, but I would like to mention here is me and all of my colleagues have already shared कि how the program is very rigorous, right? पूरा टाइम मेहनत करनी होती है, बहुत सारे अलग अलग तरह के लोगों के साथ काम करना होता है, तो उनको भी साथ साथ समझना पड़ता है. बट एक और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट और अच्छी चीज इस प्रोग्राम के बारे में है कि जितना आपको काम करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है उतना ही मजा भी आता है. इट्स अ वेरी इंजॉयबल प्रोसेस ऑल्सो. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप पूरा टाइम सिर्फ काम ही करते रहते हो, क्योंकि आपके साथ 24 और एसोसिएट्स होंगे, इन टोटल 25 एसोसिएट्स, एंड साथ में प्रोग्राम टीम भी होगी. सब लोग बहुत अलग अलग बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हैं एंड सब लोग सेम एज के नहीं है, बट थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे होगा एज, तो आपको उनसे बहुत सीखने को मिलेगा। डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हैं तो आपको पता लगेगा कि अच्छा सबके क्या व्यू पॉइंट्स हैं। फिर आप लोग साथ में, आपके जो फोरम होता है वहां पर आपको बहुत टाइम मिलता है अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज में पार्ट लेने का, एंड जस्ट सो दैट एसोसिएट्स कैन ऑल्सो रिलैक्स अ बिट। अलग अलग तरह की एक्टिविटीज वहां डिजाइन की जाती हैं which are necessary, which are not necessarily related to work, right? So something like एक सेशन जहां पर सब लोग शेयर कर रहे हैं अपने अपने हैप्पी मोमेंट्स के बारे में। फॉर एग्जाम्पल जस्ट अ वेरी बेसिक एक्टिविटी, या सब लोग साथ में बैठ के मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं। सो इस बार जो हमारा फोरम था उसमें 2 एसोसिएट्स ने एक ये सेशन हमारे लिए प्लान किया था, राइट? तो इस तरह की एक्टिविटीज होती हैं जिससे आपको एंजॉय करने का मौका भी मिले। ऐसे क्या होता है, हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं कि हर थर्सडे को विद इन टीम हम कनेक्ट करें एंड कोई ना कोई गेम खेलें, या फिर किसी ना किसी एक्टिविटी को फॉलो करें, या फिर फॉर एग्जाम्पल साथ में बैठ के ड्रॉइंग या पेंटिंग करें, अपने डे के बारे में शेयर करें। सो आपका पूरा एक सपोर्ट सिस्टम अवेलेबल रहता है आपको डिस्ट्रिक्ट में सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करने के लिए। सो इट्स अ वेरी एंजॉयबल प्रोसेस एज वेल, नॉट जस्ट रिग्रेस। Yeah, that's all that I wanted to add right now.
Yeah, thank you guys. So if you guys don't have anything to add, we can move on to Q&A session. Yeah, so one of the first questions that we received was, what is the role of English, and is it essential to have good command over English for applying to CMGGA program? What would you guys like to add to that?
I would like to respond to the question. बिल्कुल भी इंग्लिश मतलब ऐसी कोई आवश्यकता नहीं कि आना ही आना है या काफ़ी फ्लुएंसी होने की आवश्यकता है। मैं खुद के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा कि मेरी खुद की इतनी ज़्यादा इंग्लिश के ऊपर कमांड नहीं है जितने आप बाकी एसोसिएट को देख सकते हो कि हाउ फ्लुएंट दे आर, बट मेरा उतना है नहीं। मेरा रीजनल लैंग्वेज में मैं पढ़ा हूँ, मैं महाराष्ट्र से हूँ, तो रीजनल लैंग्वेज में पढ़ा हूँ। सो आई डोंट थिंक इंग्लिश का उसमें कोई इतना बड़ा रोल है कि जिसके चलते आपका सिलेक्शन हो या ना हो वो तय कर पाए।
And I think more than English, it's actually you need to know Hindi, क्योंकि आपको काफी जो गवर्नमेंट कम्युनिकेशन आती है that's in like very strong शुद्ध हिंदी। सो जैसे हम डीएम डीसी बोलते हैं उसको उपायुक्त कौन है, अतिरिक्त उपायुक्त कौन है, तो ये सारी चीजें एक्चुअली दैट्स मोर इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में भी एंड इवन व्हेन यू टॉक टू बेनिफिशियरीज, आप फील्ड पे भी जब जाओगे तो आपको हिंदी में ही मोस्टली बात करना पड़ता है। दिस इज अनदर थिंग दैट इन सम एरियाज इट्स वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग हरियाणवी और पंजाबी, बट यू नीड टू एटलीस्ट नो कॉन्वर्सेशनल हिंदी very nicely to actually work in the field. So I would say that is more important. So I don't think it's an issue.
Right, and I would like to add one thing. Ki, of course, Hindi अच्छे से आना is a strength, right? It is more of a strength than a weakness. So 99% of the things you can just get by, as long as you understand working English, I would say. There are some occasions where English helps, right? It's still not necessary. It helps. Let's say you're doing some corporate collaboration for some project, you're doing some fundraising. In that case, it helps, but it's still not absolutely necessary, is what I would say.
I think we have got one more of you. I think Arvind is here. If you would like to add something, please, floor is open. Just to add, Arvind is my classmate from college. We studied together. So yeah, he's here. Hello, welcome Arvind. Please go on. Wait, your voice is not audible. Okay, let's wait.
Can
for
you hear
Arvind.
me?
Yeah.
Yes, so I just came to know that Susmit is hosting this session, so he asked me to join. About Hindi, so I think it's absolutely not necessary to have a command over Hindi, but you just need to have a working knowledge about the language. So that will definitely help in your journey. And yeah.
So moving on to the next question. So are there any other state governments that offer similar fellowships? If you are aware of any.
पहले महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट का हुआ करता था, बट अभी आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर। सेकेंडली वी हैव एमपी गवर्नमेंट का, देन आफ्टर वी हैव जम्मू कश्मीर के भी गवर्नर्स फेलोशिप है, नॉट सीएम फेलोशिप बट गवर्नर्स फेलोशिप जम्मू कश्मीर गवर्नमेंट की। Then after we have government of Andhra Pradesh की जो same fellowship offer करते हैं, government of Telangana as well. So yeah.
We also have government of Punjab. We also have this government of Delhi. Also, in some cases, what happens is the CMGGA has a huge canvas. It is anything from healthcare to public service delivery to agriculture. In some of the governments, the canvas is a little smaller. Maybe a case like green.
Harshit, you are not audible.
Voice is sort of breaking.
Yes, am I audible now?
Much better.
Right. So what I'm saying is CMGGA has a huge canvas, right? It is anything from this service delivery to healthcare to education. It has a lot of things in it. In some state governments, including government of Delhi, it may be case ki you're working on one specific area, or you're working with one specific department, or head of one specific department. So that makes actually CMGGA special. It's a huge canvas, right?
So slight tangent, but yeah, some of us might have a question. So that is, are you aware of any such diplomas, right? Not this is fellowship, but are you aware of any such diplomas, like postgraduate diplomas or similar diplomas offered by any university in India that offers similar work experience or similar education? If you are aware of anything, if you can add something.
I am not aware. I'm waiting for अच्छा अरविंद से
काकतीय यूनिवर्सिटी है वैसे.
Tell me.
काकतीय यूनिवर्सिटी है, but I'm not very sure कि work exposure वहाँ पे कितना है. But they are offering a diploma in public policy.
Okay.
There are multiple places who give courses, including postgraduate courses in public policy, in social work. There are multiple places, but there is no such mix of practical exposure, I believe, in most of these things. And CMGJ is mostly, so it is 1.5 months on field, suggesting it's 1 week back in the back at the forum. So field plus forum mostly is here, but only forum can be in multiple places.
Yeah. Okay, that's alright. Moving on to the next question. So like yeah, some of you come from development studies background, Sukda comes from statistics background. But like can you tell us about the backgrounds of mix of fellows? Like is someone coming from engineering background, English background? What is the educational composite of your fellows?
I think this year we have 7 people who are lawyers itself, and it's an accident. It's not that there's any special preference here. This year, by accident, we have 7 people who are lawyers, few people who are from a social science or development studies background. We have people who have been CS. We have people who come from a BCom background. We have people who have pol science background. So I think it's very, very, very diverse. We have engineers also. So it's extremely diverse. I don't think your graduation is a limiting factor here, because we have associates from different streams. And I mean that.
But undergraduation is the basic requirement, I guess. Or is it post-graduation?
Or will answer.
Yeah.
So
please,
if you are
please.
graduate, so you need 1 year experience. Or if you are a postgraduate, then you can directly apply for this program.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds okay.
Right, and also I would just like to add, so for people जिन्होंने integrated masters courses किए होते हैं जिसमें bachelors and masters साथ साथ में है, उनको अलग से कोई work experience mandatory नहीं है. So if उसके बाद भी अगर work experience है, that's great, but otherwise also वो लोग apply कर सकते हैं because already 5 years का time वो spend कर चुके हैं अपने degree के.
Yeah, also the LLB people, BA LLB, BCom LLB people, they can apply without work. Yeah, they have. Basically, you have to have 5 years of education or degree plus 1 year work experience.
Yeah. Yeah, so somebody had questions about the application procedure. If you can take us through that. Like just one by one, just like quick the process, application process.
Right, so I can go further with it. So I already mentioned about the application program, like step by step. Is there anything specific that you want me to answer?
Yeah, so somebody had question regarding the kind of questions asked in group discussions.
Right. राइट
Yeah.
सो whoever has asked the question, so one is कि आप जब मैंने जैसे पहले भी बताया, जब आप वेबसाइट पे प्रोग्राम के बारे में पढ़ेंगे तो आपको समझ आएगा कि किस तरह के मॉड्यूल्स पे हम लोग काम करते हैं थ्रू आउट द पीरियड ऑफ 11 मंथ्स, राइट। वो एजुकेशन के सेक्टर में है, हेल्थ के सेक्टर में है, पब्लिक सर्विस के सेक्टर में है, टेक्नोलॉजी के सेक्टर में है। तो जब आपका इवैल्यूएशन वाला पीरियड होता है तब भी आई थिंक रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस आपसे पूछे जा सकते हैं। एंड अगर ग्रुप डिस्कशन की भी जैसे बात करें, सो आई एम नॉट अवेयर अभी इस बार क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे, बट देयर आर जस्ट वेरियस काइंड्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट कैन बी आस्क्ड, राइट। वो ओपिनियन बेस्ड हो सकते हैं, कुछ स्ट्रैटेजी डिजाइन रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं। अगर कोई प्रोग्राम है तो उसमें किस तरह के लोगों को पहले इम्पोर्टेंस दी जानी चाहिए या नहीं दी जानी चाहिए, इस तरह के जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं। इट कैन बी समथिंग लाइक वेरी रैंडम ऑल्सो। So I think a lot of resources are available online with respect to how GDs are conducted and उसमें किस तरह से carry forward करना होता है, and I think that would be helpful.
Does anyone have anything to add to this before I move on to next question?
So these questions are more of a simulation of what kind of problems you'll face, right? And what kind of problems does Haryana as a state faces. So that may, in none of the questions good as, let's say, stress testing or putting you through bad hypothetical situations to get a view in a very different way. So it's very real world. It's very general, and it speaks to your problem solving abilities as a general rule, right? That's what it's testing.
All right. Yeah, so small follow-up question. So this is regarding if you need any letter of recommendations or any references to be added to your application. Is there any such requirement?
No need.
No, right? Yeah, okay. Moving on to the next one. So is there any fee requirement for the application process?
No, the application process is completely free of cost. There is no fee required.
Okay. Yeah, so moving on to the slightly personal questions. So about you people, right? So I'm just like interested in you people's profiles. So what are your personal aspirations? How do you want to convert your fellowships into placements? Are there any placements offered by fellowship? So what are your plans basically? What do you aim to do after this? All of you, all 6 of you. I think, 7 of you.
So currently I and Archit are working with the state department. So yeah, अभी 3 लोग बताएं अपना अपना क्या है आगे.
Yeah, please.
Right. So Arvind, are you going first?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Are you going first or should I?
Yeah, I think Arvind is
Can you hear me, Subhra?
Yeah, Arvind.
हाँ, तो मोस्टली अगर ओवरऑल देखें तो बहुत इसमें डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस होते हैं. एक तो बहुत सारे लोग स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट पे भी शिफ्ट करते हैं, लेकिन कुछ लोग प्राइवेट फॉर्म्स के साथ जैसे कंसल्टेंसी फॉर्म्स मेनली उनके साथ जाते हैं. कुछ जो रेप्यूटेड एनजीओ है जैसे सेंट्रल स्क्वायर फाउंडेशन हो गया या फिर प्रथम हो गया, इनके साथ स्विच करते हैं. देन देयर आर पीपल हु गो फॉर हायर स्टडीज ऑल्सो. तो एटलीस्ट 2-3 लोग होते हैं जो हर साल हायर स्टडीज के लिए फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज में जाते हैं. एंड फाइनली कुछ लोग होते हैं जो यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन ऑप्ट करते हैं. These are few opportunities after this program.
So just to add, like right after CMGGA, I spent 7-8 months in impact consulting, and then I moved to a government department in a state headquarter. So there are multiple things. There are people who work with fundraising as a career is also.
Arvind, your voice is not very audible. Sorry, Archit, your voice is not very audible.
Better now?
Yeah, much better.
Thank you. So I spent an year right after CMGJ in social impact consulting. Then I moved to the state department in state headquarters. So there are multiple things that you can do. Fundraising as a career is open. CSR as a career is open. Impact consulting as a career is open. Going to an NGO is very much open. Right? So there are multiple things you can do.
Anyone else?
Right. I think I can go next. So I come from a very like different background in the sense that I've studied commerce, then I did statistics, then I worked with a corporate firm in Gurgaon itself, which was a financial services company. Then I moved to CMGGA, right? So there are still a couple of options that I'm considering and finalizing. But just to share, it's like so यहाँ पर आके I have worked a lot on research. So now that option is also open for me. Then I have worked in partnership space because Gurgaon में जिस तरह के projects चल रहे थे, so that is another option that's open for me. Again, I'm still considering कि अच्छा what all state departments are there जिसमें मैं interested हूँ and उन state level projects पे मैं as a consultant join करके contribute कर सकती हूँ, right? So all of these options are available. And based on our backgrounds and the kind of work that we have done here in our respective districts, on those basis, we are in the process of finalizing our options.
Yeah, Arvind, Dinesh, do you have something to add, or should I go with follow-up question?
So I think I'm planning for the consulting job. So I'm exploring
Options.
Yeah, I think mine is similar to what Shilpa said, but the State Department, I'll see the department where I'm interested in their work. Definitely. Also, I've realized मेरा interest ज़्यादा NGOs में काम करना ही है about consulting. So that's a decision you get to make during the program. What you enjoy more, is it more of consulting, problem solving, such things, or what is it? So yeah.
Right. I would just like to add one more bit. So जैसे हम finalize करने के process की बात कर रहे थे, the experience itself is so comprehensive कि एक दिन हम companies के offices visit करने का option मिल रहा है, then अगले दिन हमको farms visit करने का option मिल रहा है. There is one day when we are visiting schools, another day when we are visiting hospitals, right? So उन experiences को accumulate करके उनको उनका analysis करके आप realize कर सकते हो कि आपको किस तरह के फील्ड में आगे बढ़ना है. एंड अनदर थिंग इज सो बहुत सारे लोग डबल मास्टर्स के लिए एंड पीएचडीज के लिए भी जाते हैं इन इंडिया ऑल्सो एंड अब्रॉड ऑल्सो. सो इफ यू थिंक लाइक कि आपको एकेडेमिया में आना है एंड वापस से एक बार और मास्टर्स करनी है, ऑल ऑफ दोज ऑप्शंस आर ऑल्सो वेरी वेल अवेलेबल फॉर यू. एंड बिकॉज आपने यहाँ पर वर्क एक्सपीरियंस ले लिया है, सो यू आर एबल टू मेक अ बेटर डिसीजन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दोज एक्सपीरियंसेस. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो वन ऑप्शन दैट्स अवेलेबल.
Yeah. Is there a, I don't know, is there a chance to convert this fellowship into full-time job opportunity with Haryana government? Is there anything like that?
Right, so I think I can roughly mention and then Kaustubh can take it forward. So जैसे हमने बताया कि state level पर बहुत सारे departments available होते हैं, but mostly there are certain time periods also attached to those roles, right? कि वो जो consultancy के उनको services चाहिए वो कितने time के लिए चाहिए, and also it depends on the associate कि वो कितने time के लिए continue करना चाहते हैं. But since Kaustubh and Archit both are currently working at the state level, I think they can throw more light on this topic.
तो जैसे सुगदा ने कहा है, तो मोस्टली एक यहाँ पे पॉलिसी भी है गवर्नमेंट की कि जो एक्स CMGJs होते हैं, जो फेलोज होते हैं, उनको प्रेफरेंस दिया जाएगा टू बी एज अ कंसल्टेंट. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ऐसे हो जाता है कि आप कंसल्टेंसी के तौर पे यहाँ पे काम कर सकते हो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के साथ.
So next question. I think we have like 5 minutes or so. So like one question that I would like, since you people, right, you joined in 2021, so it was like COVID batch, let's call it COVID batch. So do you think there are any structural changes that are going to take place in the fellowship from 2022 onwards, now that we are way past pandemic? Are you guys aware of any structural changes?
I think real COVID batch was the one before that, because our COVID was a very weak COVID this time. Real actual COVID. So, but I mean, yeah, structure of the program I am not aware. But if you want to know the COVID experience, I think you should ask our seniors, because yes.
Right. So I think I can add something to it.
Yeah,
I'll
please.
just
That's it.
confirm once if my audio is okay. Right.
It is.
So COVID never really changed the structure even earlier as well. We were on the field, right? It was never work from home. We were always on the district. So our batch में second wave आया था, and it was a tough time. But all of us got COVID positive. Some of us more than once, right? A lot of us, including myself, were working on COVID situation. There were multiple projects and multiple things. You can because when COVID came, practically everything else, especially the second wave, everything else came to a standstill, right? If you're losing lives, you can fix education later, right? You can fix what is wrong with the revenue department later. Your focus goes to changing lives. So that becomes priority. Everything else takes a backseat. So a lot of us were doing multiple projects. Many of us helped with infrastructure for health department. There were a lot of equipments they didn't have. I did a similar project in Palwal. There were people. This chatbot also we had for information dissemination. There are multiple ways. I believe multiple districts dealt with it differently. Gurgaon had a different kind of problem statement. So they dealt with it differently depending upon how the district context was. And we use this term everywhere all the time. We call it district context, right? District context makes is 80% of the answer. So if you ask someone who was doing what, it depends totally on the district context.
Right.
Yeah, so I'd just like to add that nothing in the structure, basic structure of the program remains the same. But what happens is how you work and what you work on changes depending on. So this time COVID was not severe at all, but still, because we were in Gurgaon, me and Subba, we had to stop a lot of our other work and work on COVID, because relatively the cases were more here. But other than that, the government also keeps functioning through COVID. So as CMGJs, we are also expected to function along with the government. So there is nothing that, if there is COVID, structurally the program will change. So nothing like that.
Yeah. So when does your program end? When does your tenure for the fellowship end?
Yeah, so so actually it ends in June, but some associates, when you have pending with some projects to wrap up, we can apply for 1 month extension. That's the hard limit. So,
And when do you start?
it starts in August. Right?
Yeah. So before we move on to the concluding session, last question. So if there are some interested applicants from the Eklavya or anybody who is joining us today, is there a way to stay in touch with you guys? Or someone who can, like some of us can contact you for that while we are filling applications. So how do we stay in touch with you guys, basically?
Right, I think so. I can first mention, and maybe my colleagues can add. So one is that all of the the website that's available and the social media handles, different handles, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, वहाँ पर consistently, continuously information update होता रहता है. So बहुत सारी चीजें आपको वहाँ से पता लग जाएगी. In case you still think that you have any queries or doubts, you can reach out to us individually on LinkedIn.
Right.
So I think I would suggest that. But जो भी basic information है, deadline है, कैसे easily available.
Right. So I think we are in the concluding phase. We are in the end game of our session. So yeah, I would request all of you to give some concluding remarks. If you can talk for 30 seconds or 1 minute, all of you, all 7 of you here. If you have something to add or something to tell to our participants or the interested people, Yeah, about your experience, anything, it can be anything. So yeah, please, I request you guys.
I think I have one thing to mention with which I think somehow didn't come up earlier. So जब आपका program start होता है तो जो candidates 25 candidates all over India से select हो जाते हैं उनका एक induction program भी होता है 10-15 days का and वहाँ पर हर चीज़ की training दी जाती है. तो क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, किस चीज़ के बारे में कैसे पढ़ना है, कैसे बात करनी है, उसके क्या रिसोर्सेज हैं, प्रोजेक्ट्स की बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या है, उन सब तरह की सारी ट्रेनिंग्स जो है वो की जाती है सो दैट जब आप डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जाओ आपको वो एक तरह से एक सपोर्ट एक्ट करें एंड आप ऑलरेडी ट्रेंड हो उस चीज के लिए. एंड ऑल्सो ऑल्दो द फेलोशिप इज बेस्ड इन हरियाणा बट ऑल ओवर कंट्री से बच्चे आते हैं राइट. तो सो मेनी पीपल व्हेन दे कम टू हरियाणा फॉर दिस फेलोशिप डोंट इवन नो द नेम्स ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स दैट आर देयर इन हरियाणा वेरी नेचुरली, या फिर क्या क्या प्रोग्राम्स यहाँ पर चल रहे हैं. तो हर चीज के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन आपके साथ पहले से शेयर की जाती है एंड आपको सिखाया जाता है which is just generally very helpful. So I think that was one thing that I wanted to share from my end.
Yeah.
Right. I want to share another thing to add to this, and so there can be process, there can be multiple steps to it, and each step has its own logic to it, right? But there is one thing that you really want to contribute to bringing some change. So this is the essence in the end, right? Anyone who's passionate, and should genuinely apply. There is, in terms of opportunities, I cannot name any other opportunity who even matches the scale that you can go. Right? My district had 13 lakh people. Arvind, in fact, is from my district, and the scale that you can bring change, you don't really get that opportunity every day. Just keep in mind that it's about the change, and there can be smaller details which will obviously be there. But yes, so best of luck to everyone who's going to apply, right?
Yeah, anyone? Arvind from IIT Madras, Arvind from APU. If you guys have something to add, or anything that I missed in the session that you would like to add on to, or like we also have one question from Ediga Mahesh. She's asking the experience, right? So what kind of experience do I need to have, and where can I get this? So if somebody would like to add to that.
So the experience, you need 1 year of experience. If you are not a postgraduate, you can have it in any stream. You can be from whatever background. A specific background experience is not a requirement, right?
No, but I think they are asking what kind of experience. Is it research or job or something else? What kind of work experience or research experience?
You need 1 year of full-time working experience. The internships don't count,
Right.
and any kind of job works.
Alright. Yeah. So Dinesh, Arvind, if you guys have something to add, we have like last 2-3 minutes. So yeah, or if something I missed that you would like to add on, please go on. It's all yours.
So I think we have covered most of the things. So if there are no other questions, I think we have covered most of the things. I just want to add, like Archit also mentioned, that the scope of actually for yourself and for the people of the district you're in, your scope of contribution is very high. And personally also, if you look at it, learnings in terms of personality development also, it's very high. When you get to lead people, when you get to manage people, so that's a great learning. And in terms of actually I don't know, creating impact, you can say, or bringing change, you have a lot of scope and you can do it in whatever your interest area is. That's the best thing. You are not restricted to a particular field that you have to do in education only. So I know it's just a very great opportunity. So all the best to everyone who wants to apply or who has already applied.
Right. I would like to mention one point since work experience के regarding काफी questions आ रहे हैं chat box में. So I think so there is one we have one of our associates जिन्होंने BTech की है एंड उसके बाद उन्होंने एक सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी में काम किया, कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी में, एंड दैट वाज लाइक अपार्ट फ्रॉम इंटर्नशिप्स एंड एवरीथिंग, वो उनका मेजरली वर्क एक्सपीरियंस था, राइट? तो उसमें सोशल इम्पैक्ट स्पेस से रिलेटेड कुछ नहीं था, एंड स्टिल ही गॉट थ्रू. तो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आपको डेफिनेटली एनजीओ के साथ पहले काम किया होना ही चाहिए तो ही आप आ पाओगे. इंजीनियरिंग एंड देन उसके बाद सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी के साथ काम करना इज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस, एंड स्टिल ही गॉट थ्रू, राइट? सो आप अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस की वजह से, अपने ग्रेजुएशन के सब्जेक्ट की वजह से अपने आप को लिमिट मत करो. टेक, नॉन टेक, नॉन पॉलिसी बैकग्राउंड, एवरीवन इज इक्वली वेलकम. So that's the thing, and I think it's a great opportunity. So even जो आपका application process भी होगा ना, उसमें भी आपको सीखने को बहुत कुछ मिलेगा, irrespective if you get shortlisted till the final round or not. So do make full use of it.
हाँ, तो यहाँ पे एक मेजर पॉइंट आई थिंक, जैसे सुगता ने बताया, हमें जो एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है वो ये है कि हम एज जनरली, बट वो बताइए हम क्या करते हैं, हम हमारा इंटरेस्ट में डेवलप होता है एंड वी वर्क इन दैट एरिया एंड बिकम अ काइंड ऑफ become more experience in that sector and kind of gain expertise in that sector. एक बार जब हम प्रोग्राम से निकलते हैं तो we have a very good understanding of a particular sector that helps in our career growth. तो ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है इस पूरे फेलोशिप जर्नी का, कि आप जर्नलिस्ट आ सकते हैं, यू कैन कम फ्रॉम एनी फील्ड, आपको कोई मतलब एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है, नो इशू. लेकिन एक बार जब आप प्रोग्राम के प्रोसेस के थ्रू जाते हैं तो आपको इतनी सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज, इतने सारे सेक्टर्स में काम करने का मौका मिलता है कि यू विल ऑटोमेटिकली बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई कि आपका इंटरेस्ट एरिया क्या है या आपका एक्सपर्टीज क्या है, जिसमें यू कैन एक्चुअली ब्रिंग चेंज एट अ स्मॉल और लार्ज स्केल डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर स्किल्स एंड एबिलिटीज. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's all. Dinesh, do you have
मेरे सारे पॉइंट्स कवर कर दिए हैं.
Okay,
तो मैं इतना बोल सकता हूँ कि ऑल द बेस्ट जिसको भी एडवेंचर करना पसंद है. तो सीएमजीजे प्रोग्राम की जो लाइफ होती है वो सभी के चेहरों पे भी दिख रही है कि कितनी एडवेंचरस होती है. आप प्लान तो कुछ अलग करके जा रहे होते हो कि आज के दिन आप 10 चीज करने वाले हो और तुरंत मीटिंग में सर कह देते हैं कि आपको ये काम भी करना है, एंड बहुत कम टाइम में आपको क्विक डिसीजन लेकर बोलना पड़ता है हाँ सर ये काम हो जाएगा. तो एडवेंचर के लिए जो भी रेडी है अप्लाई एंड ऑल द बेस्ट. बाकी सीएमजीएस की स्माइल बता सकती है कि कितना एडवेंचरस है ये.
Right. And to add to this, I can also add some, you cannot call it pain areas, but something you should keep in mind. It can be lonely sometimes, you know, that you're alone in your district and it can be very different from your natural habitat. मैं पलवल गया था, मुझे पलवल का नाम नहीं पता था उससे पहले, जब तक मुझे अलॉट हुआ था तब तक नहीं पता था. So it can be very different from where you come from. And because you have too much authority, you have too much responsibility also, right? Citizens can come to your room and ask your help, right? And it can be sometimes overwhelming as well, but when you really help even one citizen in one day, you'll be helping actually many more than that. But just as an example, it's a very good feeling, and it's a wonderful experience when you can do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Dinesh and Archit, especially Dinesh. That was oddly encouraging. Yeah. So I think we'll conclude this session. Once again, I would like to thank Subda, I would like to thank Dinesh, Archit, Arvind from APU, Arvind from IIT Madras, and I think Kaustubh has dropped off. Plus also Dhanasri was supposed to join us. So yeah, I would like to thank all of you. Let's stay in touch. Stay in touch with myself and then with Eklavya India movement. So yeah, I would like to thank you all for giving your time, precious time, right? For Eklavya and the other participants. So yeah, thank you so much. All the best for your future career trajectory and your convocation. I guess you are graduating next month. So yeah, congratulations to you in advance from my side. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Good luck everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.